Hello and welcome to another video from the Silver Citizen. Remember, if you like what you see, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell so you never miss a video, hit the share button to get the word out. If there's anything you want me to talk about within the City family, leave a comment in the section below. Alright, let's get into it. This one is about City's third game in the EDS season against Tottenham. We played at home. We played it on the 21st of August, 8 days ago. Played it while I was doing a skydive actually, so there you go. But anyway, we started off like an house on fire. This was a much better performance than the one against Leicester. The opening 10 minutes we were opening them up well. It was just the last pass wasn't quite there. The shot was poor. We hit the woodwork, more specifically the post. That was the opening 10 minutes. Battered them. And you're thinking to yourself, I mean, I wasn't, watching it because obviously I watched it 8 days after. But you're watching the game, you'd be thinking to yourself, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before we score. Then for the next, I'd say, possibly 10 minutes, it's kind of even Stevens. Spurs came into it a little bit more, had a few shots of their own. And then it started to get a bit end to end. Our defence was faring better than Tottenham's attack, and our attack was faring better than Tottenham's defence, I'd say, personally. But it wasn't just complete wave after wave after wave of City attack. It was back and forth. It was a bit like a basketball match. But ultimately, this game was decided by 3 decisions, all of which went Tottenham's way. First was after 37 minutes, where the referee sent off Katongo, who was playing alongside Finlay Burns, for denying a goal-scoring opportunity. Do I think it was a red? No, personally, but I could see where he was coming from. Not so much that I think City had a defender that would have caught up, because I think both the Tottenham striker and Katongo were too far ahead of the other City players, but the Tottenham player's touch before Katongo came in was that ever. Even if Katongo wasn't there, Van Sass was going to pick it up. So I don't think it was a goal-scoring opportunity. I do think it was a free kick because it was foul. I'd give him a yellow card. But because of the touch being too ever, and like I said, going through to Van Sass, I don't think it was a goal-scoring opportunity. If it was a bit further out and took a touch and you're thinking to yourself there's a possibility he could have got there, yeah, send enough. If they've just touched the ball rather than putting his foot through it and trying to put it out of the ground, just hoping that Katongo comes in with the challenge. But the ref decided it was a red card. No problem with that. Me personally, like I said, I think it was a yellow card and a free kick. The referee decided on a red card and a free kick. Fair enough. First decision, like I said, that went Tottenham's way. Obviously, then we've got a man light at the back. Shea Charles, the older midfielder, fitted in alongside Finlay Burns. But to give us that man in midfield where Shea Charles had vacated, the sub came on, Josh Adam, probably about 3 minutes later. He came on for the guy that was playing through the middle, Daniel Agawura, I think it's pronounced. I personally don't think he was having that good of a game. He got put through quite a few times through either side, whether it be Carlos Borges, who was playing on the right or the left. And I think Borges started off on the left and then went over to the right in the second half. But either him or Maboud had put the ball in, and there was more than one time he just stood there and watched it go. His first touch was off. He really wasn't having a very good game. And as soon as the red card came out, I was thinking to myself, I mean, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even know it was a red card. All I knew that we played Spurs and it ended 0-0. But I was thinking to myself, I'd bring off Daniel Agüero. I thought he's been absolutely crap today. And then obviously I was looking at the subs, which was Adam, McNamara, Dixon, Smith, and Aguiamang. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I didn't think any of them was centre half, so I was kind of thinking, well, who would I bring on? As it turns out, he brought on Adam, and had Shea Charles playing centre half. Shea Charles did well. That was decision number 1 that went in Spurs' favour. Decision number 2 was just before half time, and Kean Brecken got the ball in our half, played a delightful through ball right through the middle of Tottenham's defence, and on came Carlos Borges running onto it, and the linesman stuck his flag up. Now, at first half, I thought to myself, I don't think that was offside. Would he have scored if the flag had been stayed down? I don't know, because as soon as the flag went up, Tottenham's defence stopped. Tottenham's goalkeeper didn't even make an attempt to save the ball or anything like that. Carlos Borges just hit it into the net. I think he kicked it more out of frustration in the net at the flag being up than attempting to score. So I don't know if it would have ended up in a goal, but first off, when I was looking at it, I thought, he looked onside to me. So I went back, and as soon as the pass was made, I paused it. Now, I couldn't get it where Kean Brecken had passed the ball. But if you're looking, Carlos Borges doesn't turn around, go back, and then go. He just continues going in a straight line. In the centre circle, you've got that centre circle. Kean Brecken was probably on the edge of the centre circle when he passed it in the halfway line. The quickest I could press pause was when the ball was just before the halfway line. So it had already left Kean Brecken's foot. But you could clearly see Carlos Borges at that time was about 2 yards onside. So when the pass was made, it'd have been at least 3, I think. So he was clearly onside. Linesman stuck his flag up. Sometimes get him right, sometimes get him wrong. There's been plenty of times I've thought that they were onside and they were off, and vice versa. And the linesman's got it right. So I don't think for any second I'm not going to start turning around and saying he was from West London and put his flag up to stop City scoring or any of that crap. I'm not interested in that garbage. I think it was an honest mistake, but I do think it was a mistake, and it was a decision that again went in Tottenham's favour. Before that, when we were down to 10 men, we had another couple of good chances. We started playing when we went down to 10 men like we did in the first 10 minutes, and for the last 10 minutes of the first half, we were by far the better side again. Come on, in the second half, same team that ended the first for City, and I'd say for the first 15 minutes, Tottenham were the better side. They used the numerical advantage. They had our players running. They were using up energy. Tottenham were playing well up into a certain point. As much as they were the better side in the first 15 minutes, they didn't really trouble Van Sass. They had one shot that hit the post. I think Van Sass got a save to it. Can't really remember. I do remember him hitting the post up. That was basically it. Didn't really do much else. I mean, they had a chance. I think it's probably after the 15-minute mark that I'm talking about, which is why I didn't say it just then. But they had another chance from a free kick. Well taken free kick. Played it along the side. And Spurs is number 9. I don't think he thought it was going to come to him. I can't remember the City player that was there, but he went to swing a foot at it and missed. And I think the fact that he was swinging the foot at it, the Tottenham forward wasn't ready. If it had been ready, he could have scored. But instead of him hitting the ball hit him and then just sort of looped up in the air and was an easy save for Van Sass. Whether that came in the first 15 minutes of the second half or after, I don't know. But that was all they had in the second half. As much as they were the better team in the first 15 minutes of the second half, that was all they had. We then took over. And Juan Larias and Carlos Borges down the right side, and Galvez and Maboud down the left were causing them problems. And then after about 10 minutes, because Galvez was getting caught out of position a few times when Tottenham were hitting on the break, he made the change. Took Galvez off, brought Aguiamang on, put Aguiamang at right back and brought Larius over to left back. And we only got better after that. Juan Larius in his proper position, left back, was causing numerous problems going down that left. Maboud down the right was causing them problems, and Borges when he was down at the right. Balls were coming in across the middle. Nobody was there. Because of the red card, the striker we had was on the bench. We didn't have a focal point. So when these balls were coming in, no one was there. I think it was Maboud down the left, cut in, and went to play a ball in. And I think it was Josh Adam. And if Juan Larius wouldn't have tried to get his foot to it, Josh Adam would have had a chance at scoring. And I think he'd have probably got it on target. Whether he'd have scored or not, I don't know. But Juan Larius was running in and he sort of swung his boot at it. And he went flying over Adam's head and straight to a Tottenham defender. Later on in the game, Juan Larius squared it to Borges and he smacked it over the bar. I think that was a poor shot. He should have done better. And the third decision that went Spurs' way involves Borges. Borges was running through. I don't know the Tottenham defender's name. But he grabbed hold of Borges by the shirt and sort of dragged him away from the ball and pushed him to the floor. Me personally, I think that was a free kick because it was on the edge of the box. It wasn't a penalty. It didn't happen in the area. But it was a free kick. And he was the last defender. If Borges would have got that ball, he'd have been running through one-on-one with the keeper. So that could have been a red card for Spurs. Or it could have been a yellow, depending on how the ref saw it. But he didn't even give the foul. So like I said, 3 major talking points in this game all went Spurs' favour. But considering the fact that we played for probably about 55, 60 minutes, with the time added on at the end of each half, with 10 men, I'll take 0-0. the way the game panned out and the fact that City were the better team in my opinion, City carved open their best chances. I'm disappointed that not one of them was put away. And when balls were coming into the box and no one was there, no one was there because they'd have had a tapping. But it was a much better performance than the Leicester one. Performance-wise, I was quite happy with it. I haven't seen the Chelsea match yet. The only thing I know about that is it ends 2-2. I will be watching that soon and doing a video on that. But until next time, adios amigos.